You eat well. You take your vitamins. You try to do everything right. But you still wake up tired. Your joints still ache. Your energy isn't what it used to be. And no matter how healthy you try to eat, something just feels off. Here is what most doctors don't tell you, and honestly, what most people over 50 have absolutely no idea about. The problem might not be what you're eating. The problem might be that your body has quietly stopped absorbing it properly. That's right. After the age of 50, your digestive system goes through a series of real, measurable biological changes that can block your body from pulling the nutrients out of even the healthiest food. Vitamins, minerals, proteins, they pass right through you, and your cells never get what they need. In this video, we are going to break all of that down for you. We'll explain exactly what changes in your gut as you age, which nutrients are most affected, what symptoms to watch for, and, most importantly, exactly what you can do starting today to fix this and feel the difference. So if you are 50 or older, this is one of the most important videos you will ever watch about your health. Let's get into it. The stomach acid crisis no one talks about. Let's start with stomach acid because this is where everything begins, and where most people over 50 are silently struggling. Your stomach produces something called hydrochloric acid. And I know the word acid sounds scary, but this acid is actually your best friend when it comes to nutrition. It breaks down protein into amino acids. It activates digestive enzymes. And critically, it creates the acidic environment that allows your body to absorb minerals like iron, calcium, zinc, and magnesium. Here is the problem. After age 50, your stomach naturally begins to produce less and less of this acid. Scientists call this condition hypochlorhydria, and research suggests it affects somewhere between 30 and 40% of older adults. That means nearly 1 in 3 people over 50 may not be producing enough stomach acid to properly digest their food. And here is where it gets really important. Many people take antacids or acid-blocking medications for heartburn, thinking they have too much stomach acid. But in reality, the burning sensation is often caused by low acid pushing food back up, not too much acid. By suppressing what little acid you have left, these medications can actually make the absorption problem significantly worse. The result? You eat a meal full of iron-rich spinach, calcium-rich dairy, and zinc-rich meat, and very little of it actually reaches your cells. Your body is running on a fraction of the fuel it should be getting. No wonder you feel drained. Enzyme decline and the protein absorption problem. Now let's talk about digestive enzymes because this is the second major piece of the puzzle, and it's one that almost nobody is aware of. Think of digestive enzymes as tiny scissors. Every time you eat, your body releases these enzymes into your digestive system, and their job is to cut large food molecules into smaller pieces that your intestinal cells can actually absorb. You have enzymes that cut protein, enzymes that break down carbohydrates, enzymes that split fats. After 50, your body produces fewer of these enzymes. Your pancreas, the main enzyme factory, becomes less efficient. The cells lining your small intestine, which also produce enzymes, start to thin out. Even your salivary glands produce less of the digestive enzymes that are supposed to start breaking food down the moment you take a bite. Protein. The biggest casualty of this is protein. And protein is not just about muscles. Protein is used to make your hormones, your immune cells, your neurotransmitters, your skin, your hair, your nails. Every single repair process in your body depends on having enough absorbable. When enzymes are low, large protein fragments pass through your gut undigested. Your body can't use them. You can eat a steak or a chicken breast every single day and still be functionally protein deficient at the cellular level. And the symptoms of this are things most people just attribute to aging: brain fog, slow healing, hair thinning, fatigue, loss of muscle mass. But these aren't just inevitable signs of getting older. They can be direct symptoms of nutrient malabsorption. The gut lining, inflammation, and the leaky barrier. Here is the third major factor, and this one ties everything together. The inner lining of your small intestine is where the actual absorption happens. This lining is covered in millions of tiny finger-like projections called villi, and even tinier projections called microvilli. Together they create an enormous surface area, the size of a tennis court, dedicated to pulling nutrients into your bloodstream. As you age, these villi begin to shrink and flatten. The surface area decreases. The cells that line the intestinal wall turn over more slowly, and they become less efficient at absorbing nutrients. At the same time, low-grade inflammation, which increases naturally with age, a process researchers call inflammaging, can damage this lining and make the spaces between cells wider than they should be. When that happens, large undigested particles and even bacteria can slip through those gaps into your bloodstream. Your immune system reacts to them as foreign invaders, triggering more inflammation. And that chronic inflammation further damages the gut lining, further reduces absorption, and further fuels the fatigue and the aches and the brain fog. It becomes a cycle. Damaged gut leads to poor absorption, which leads to nutrient deficiency, which weakens the immune system and the gut lining, which leads to more damage and even poorer absorption. This is why some people over 50 feel like they are running on empty no matter what they do. The issue is systemic, and it starts in the gut. The specific nutrients most at risk after 50. So which nutrients suffer the most when all of this happens? Let's go through the key ones, because knowing this will help you understand what symptoms to watch for and what to prioritize. Vitamin B12 is probably the most critical. B12 requires a special protein called intrinsic factor, which is produced by stomach cells, and it requires sufficient stomach acid to be released from food. When acid declines, B12 absorption can drop dramatically. Low B12 causes fatigue, memory problems, nerve tingling, and depression, symptoms many people over 50 have learned to just live with. Iron is next. Iron requires an acidic stomach environment to be converted from its less absorbable form into a more absorbable form. Without enough acid, iron absorption falls sharply. Low iron means low hemoglobin, which means your red blood cells can't carry enough oxygen to your muscles and brain. The result is exhaustion and difficulty concentrating. Calcium and vitamin D work together and both suffer after 50. Calcium needs acid for absorption. Vitamin D, which helps your intestine absorb calcium, is absorbed more poorly as the gut lining thins. And vitamin D deficiency has been linked to muscle weakness, bone loss, immune dysfunction, and depression. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in your body and is frequently deficient in older adults. Not just because of poor diet, but because of reduced intestinal absorption. Zinc is essential for immune function, wound healing, taste, and smell, and it depends on both stomach acid and healthy intestinal cells to be absorbed properly. And then there is vitamin K2, essential for directing calcium into bones rather than arteries, and omega-3 fatty acids, which require adequate bile production and fat-digesting enzymes, both of which decline with age. So when you look at all of these together, you begin to understand why aging bodies feel the way they do. This isn't just wear and tear. This is a nutrient delivery crisis happening at the cellular level. How to fix it? Fermented foods, bioavailable pairings, and gut restoration. Now let's get to the part you've been waiting for, what you can actually do about all of this. And the good news is, there is a lot you can do. Let's go through the most evidence-supported strategies. Strategy 1. Introduce fermented foods every single day. Fermented foods like plain yogurt, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, and miso are teeming with beneficial bacteria called probiotics. These bacteria help restore the balance of your gut microbiome, reduce intestinal inflammation, help repair the gut lining, and even produce some B vitamins directly in your digestive tract. Research published in multiple nutrition journals has shown that regular consumption of fermented foods increases microbial diversity in the gut, and higher microbial diversity is directly associated with better nutrient absorption and lower levels of inflammatory markers. Start with just 2 to 4 tablespoons of something like sauerkraut or a cup of plain kefir daily. Your gut needs time to adjust, so go slow and build up. Strategy 2. Use bioavailable pairings. Certain nutrients are absorbed dramatically better when eaten together with specific companion nutrients. This is not a trick or a supplement marketing strategy. This is basic biochemistry. For example, vitamin C dramatically increases iron absorption from plant foods. Eating leafy greens with a squeeze of lemon or alongside red bell pepper can increase iron absorption by up to 3 times. Vitamin D and calcium are best absorbed together and with a small amount of healthy fat. Magnesium and B6 work synergistically. Foods containing both, like sunflower seeds and avocado, are especially valuable. And fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, All need dietary fat to be absorbed. Drizzling olive oil on your vegetables is not just about taste. It is fundamentally changing how much nutrition you actually get from those vegetables. Strategy 3. Support stomach acid naturally. Before reaching for any supplement, try some evidence-backed approaches to gently support your stomach acid levels. Apple cider vinegar diluted in water before meals has been used traditionally for this purpose, though individual responses vary. Small amounts of bitter foods, arugula, dandelion greens, raw ginger, can stimulate digestive secretions. Chewing your food thoroughly and eating slowly gives your stomach more time to produce acid and begin digestion before food moves further along. And avoiding large amounts of water during meals prevents diluting whatever acid you do have. Strategy 4. Consider targeted digestive enzyme support. Digestive enzyme supplements have strong clinical support for improving nutrient absorption in older adults. Broad-spectrum enzymes containing protease for protein, lipase for fat, and amylase for carbohydrates can meaningfully improve absorption when taken with meals. Betaine HCl is another option that some people find helpful for supporting stomach acid, but this should ideally be discussed with a healthcare provider before starting, especially if you take any medications or have any history of gastric issues. Strategy 5. Prioritize gut-healing foods. Bone broth contains collagen, gelatin, and glutamine, all of which have been shown to support the repair of the intestinal lining. Aim for 1 to 2 cups several times a week. Collagen peptide powder added to smoothies or coffee is another easy way to get this benefit. Prebiotic foods like garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, and green bananas feed your beneficial gut bacteria and help them thrive. Omega-3 fatty acids from fatty fish like salmon and sardines reduce gut inflammation and support cell membrane health throughout the digestive tract. The supplement strategy that actually works after 50. Let's talk briefly about supplementation, but intelligently. Because not all supplements are created equal, and for people over 50, the form of the supplement matters just as much as the dose. For B12, choose methylcobalamin rather than cyanocobalamin. Methylcobalamin is the active form your body can actually use without needing to convert it, and it is far better absorbed, especially when you have low stomach acid. Sublingual B12 that dissolves under your tongue bypasses much of the digestive process entirely and gets directly into your bloodstream. For magnesium, choose magnesium glycinate or magnesium malate. These forms are gentler on the digestive system and have significantly better absorption compared to magnesium oxide, which is the cheapest form found in most drugstore supplements and is notoriously poorly absorbed. For vitamin D, take it in its D3 form paired with vitamin K2. D3 is the form your skin makes from sunlight and the form your body uses most effectively. K2 works with D3 to direct calcium to your bones and teeth rather than allowing it to accumulate in soft tissues. For iron, ferrous bisglycinate is a gentler, highly bioavailable form that causes far less digestive discomfort than traditional ferrous sulfate supplements. Always take iron with vitamin C for maximum absorption. And one more thing on supplements. Take them with food unless specifically directed otherwise. Fat-soluble vitamins particularly need fat present for proper absorption. This is a simple thing that makes a real difference. So let's bring this all together because I want you to leave this video with a clear picture. After 50, your body changes in ways that directly affect how well you absorb nutrients from your food. Stomach acid declines. Digestive enzyme production falls. The gut lining thins. Inflammation rises. And the result is that even a healthy diet can leave you nutritionally depleted at the cellular level. But here is what is so important to understand. These changes are real, but they are not irreversible. You have genuine, evidence-based tools available to you right now. Fermented foods, bioavailable nutrient pairings, digestive enzyme support, gut-healing foods, choosing the right forms of key supplements. Small, practical changes that together can make a profound difference in how you feel every single day. Your energy, your mental clarity, your strength, your immunity, all of these depend on your cells actually getting what they need. And now you know how to make sure they do. If this video helped you understand something you didn't know before, do me a favor and hit that like button right now. It genuinely helps other people over 50 find this information. And if you want to keep learning how to protect and optimize your health as you age, Subscribe to this channel right now and hit the bell so you never miss a new video. We publish new science-backed, practical health content every week specifically for men and women in their 50s, 60s, and beyond, because you deserve real answers, not generic advice. This is at Senior Nutrition Secrets, and we will see you in the next one.